What's up, everybody? I think I'm gonna start doing these videos on Fridays. I think I'm gonna try and make it weekly on Fridays. We might go bi-weekly, but Fridays at 5:30 I think is gonna be my release date for videos from here on out. And then Monday nights, obviously we're doing live streams. But hello, I'm Logan Stenhauser, ChampCar Miata. I'm sure if you're seeing this, you probably already know what's going on. More Watkins Glen prep. You can see I have a splitter sitting on top of the hood right now, or actually a sheet of plywood that will become a splitter. And alignment are kind of the main two things I still need to get done. Probably won't get done during this video. Maybe one of them will. I might get the splitter done this video. But I've got to do all that. I need to do like oil changes, top off the gear oil, like little miscellaneous stuff like that still needs to get done. Sorry about the generator. I left my little battery thing at home. Plus, to get the jacks running, I need the generator. So sorry about the noise. Car's up in the air now. It's probably hard to tell, but I'm gonna go ahead and start with the oil change. I just want to check something off real quick. So we're gonna do an oil change. I don't think there's much to show there. I'll show you crawling, or show me crawling around under the car doing a time lapse. But yeah, we're gonna do an oil change, and then just I want to check off a bunch of the small things, and then like really only save the alignment and the splitter for this weekend. So here we go. The $1,000,000 question, what oil do we run and how do we do all this? I already put it on. We run the K&N filter that's made for these cars. I don't know. Oil filters aren't that expensive. $5 more for a K&N. It's a well-known brand. They support motorsports. I don't know if you can tell a common theme here, but I support brands that, support the things I enjoy. So if I got to pay a pretty penny to get a K&N filter and they go on and let motorsports thrive, so be it. Whether or not it's a better filter for our car or not. And as far as oil goes, I learned this from the No Money Motorsports blog. Check him out if you're a Miata guy. He does spec Miata and he blogs about it. He does it on a budget, but competes pretty highly on a budget. So he's got a bunch of really good blog articles, but he runs Rotella in his cars. So I run Rotella in my cars. It's cheap, it's made for trucks. Maybe we're losing a little bit of horsepower because, it's diesel truck oil and it's a little thicker or whatever. We change it after every race, so it's not in the car for long. We've never had any issues with it. And I just put all 5 quarts in there, or 1 gallon or whatever this is. It overfills it just a hair, but I'd rather have it overfilled than underfilled. And that way I don't have a bunch of half full containers around. So roast me if you must, but I'm gonna go ahead and dump this in there. At our last race, front left hub failed. Not sure if it was due to contact or just wear or whatever. The front hubs on these are always a weak point, especially when you start adding aero and grip. So I put like the Amazon special one that I've had in my spare parts forever on there, and we ran it for like a couple hours and it was fine, but I don't trust it long term. So we get all our hubs freshly rebuilt. Oh my gosh. Freshly rebuilt from Treasure Coast Miata, because I don't have a press to do all this stuff. And I know Treasure Coast is a very reputable brand. And I don't know, they put the nice high temp grease in here. I think it's the Redline ones, brand new bearings. They spray paint them for you. They're like $160, so they're not cheap. Maybe 180, something like that. But in my opinion, it's worth it with how much hubs are the weak point on these. A lot of teams go to aftermarket billet hubs. We haven't done that yet because you got to take points for them. So for right now, these have been working well. So I'm gonna get that one off of there, pop this one on. It should be pretty easy, maybe 15, 20 minutes. We've done this so many times. I'm getting pretty good at it. Wheel bearings, check. There has been a phantom drip at the back of the engine / front of the transmission / who knows where the heck it's coming from. We don't lose any oil during races, so we don't think it's oil, but I don't know, maybe it is. I have a theory that it's transmission fluid. The clutch doesn't slip, so it's not rear. I don't know. We don't know. I don't want to drop the transmission. This transmission's pretty old, pretty beat up. So I'm just gonna try topping off the gear oil and seeing if gear oil is disappearing. And maybe that'll answer my question, or maybe it'll be full, I don't know, but worst thing that can happen is I top off the gear oil, you know? So I'm gonna do that really quick. Definitely was low on trans fluid, not by a lot, but it definitely took more than if it had just been full, you know what I'm saying? So I think it is coming from the front of the transmission output shaft, which sucks, but it's also like, I don't know, at least it's not the motor. A new transmission, new to us transmission is like, for a decent one, like maybe 300 bucks, 400 bucks. And this one's fifth gear is kind of ticked off anyways, so. Not the end of the world, but yet another thing checked off the list. Ow! So the next step here, let me see if I can show it to you guys actually. Maybe I'll actually give you guys some eyes on something. So when the splitter broke off at the last race, God, I love the low light on this thing. So the splitter mounts here and here on this frame rail, vice versa on the other side. And you can see here, the screw actually broke off in the hole. So I need to drill and tap that. On the other side, I actually already have had this issue. And so I put a nutsert in there, which is not the most ideal solution, but it's been holding up pretty well. So I'm gonna try and drill that out and then tap it. My guess is we'll just have to do the nutsert over here as well. Or I can add like a new mounting location somewhere. There's a lot of different solutions. So anyways, I'm gonna try and tackle that really quick so we can at least get the splitter brackets back on here. Oh, come on. Bolt extracted. Probably pretty hard to tell, yeah. I got it out. I did the good old fashioned cut a line in it and use a flathead, so. Heck yeah, brother. Back in action. And I almost put a hole in the new radiator, but we got lucky, so. Yeah, that was scary. Camera died, so I might have missed some stuff here and there. But I got the splitter back on. The splitter mounts are actually mounted to the frame. I took it back off. Just wanted to add, there's one extra support. Let me flip you guys around. On the back here that originally I didn't run because it didn't really fit right. It's this guy right here. It doesn't fit right unless you get the 9 Lives like purpose-built splitter. But I found a way to kind of make it work. It's not super sturdy, but I found anytime the grass kind of grabs the front lip, anytime the grass grabs up here, it tries to push the entire splitter under the car. So having this guy back here, I think helps a little bit. I think I need to come up with a better solution long-term, but my other argument would be we should stop driving off the track and into walls. So, tomato, tomato. But anyways, I'm gonna actually go ahead and throw it back on the car, and then I'll wrap it up with you guys tonight. We got a lot done, so I'm super stoked. Pretty stoked with the progress today for what was just kind of an afternoon of car work. I feel like I checked off a lot of things. We got the oil change done. We topped off the gear oil. We replaced the front left wheel bearing, tightened the oil pressure sensor, a bunch of little things like that. And then as you can see, the splitter's actually back on the car. So that was a huge hurdle, question mark, I guess. There were a few things like strip nuts and stuff like that that needed fixed, and you know, those can be quick and easy, or sometimes they can be a hurdle, and we had both of those on this. So however, the splitters together, you know, on the car, pretty sturdy. So that's really cool to see. I haven't seen Sheila with her splitter back on since the incidents at Nelson Ledges. So I'm really stoked to see the car coming back together. We do still have a little bit of stuff to do. I need to update our sponsor package. We ran without it at the last event. I want to make sure we don't do that again. That's a must do, not a questionable thing, because KFP Total IT Solutions really takes care of us, and I want to make sure we take care of them. So KFP, I got to add the Raynostics back on because the trunk got messed up. Everything Wheels 13, Mr. Dahl, I want to get his name on the car. I need to get my branding back on the car because obviously I put a lot of time and money into this. So I want to make sure I get that done. That kind of gets roped in with the washing the car. They're not necessarily must-dos, but in this scenario, I really want to make an effort to get those things done and make them must-dos, essentially. So those two things still need to get done. I need to make a spare air ramp. So in that opening there's a ramp that pushes air up into the radiator. Whenever we lose a splitter, we lose the air ramp. So I want to make sure we have a spare one of those on hand. That should be quick and easy. It's just a rectangle with holes in it. And then fixing the alignment, that's going to be pretty tedious. But I talked to the guys over at Mr. Tire in Dublin. If you're in Central Ohio, need anything tire related or just general mechanic work, Mr. Tire in Dublin takes really good care of us. They're really good people over there, and you know, I bring all of my odd jobs to them, and especially tires. They mount all my tires, and they treat me really well when they do it. So highly recommend checking them out. They didn't pay me to do that. They just treat me really well, and I stopped by there today, and they were really kind to me. So trying to spread the word, you know. Good people, I'm always trying to help them out. Fix the alignment, worst case scenario, I'll take it to them and pay them to do it. Fix the splits in the bumper. You probably can't tell, but there's some cracks in the bumper from the incidents. So I've got a plastic weld kit to kind of put those together. And then I need to replace some riv nuts on the splitter. I ran out, but that should be quick and easy. I ordered those, and then need to finish building the spare splitter as well. So a few things still to mark off the list, but like I said, the splitter is a big one to get done. So sorry for rambling at the end of this video. Monday nights, obviously, stop by, check out the live streams. We're on Twitch and YouTube, whichever you prefer. Come by, say hello, hang out. And then, like I said, I'm going to try and make a habit of doing these videos every Friday. I'm going to try and release them at 5:30, and it could be anything from a video like this of just random car work, kind of short, kind of dirty, to a recap of a weekend of racing, like we did for NCM. I really enjoyed doing that. So, you know, I'm going to put another one of those out for Watkins Glen, or it could be like a, hey, here's the totem of, you know, how I suggest you get into grassroots endurance racing, or how I would foresee myself climbing up the ladder to World Racing League, or maybe even like an IMSA Michelin Pilot Sport Challenge if I ever just come into a shit ton of money or something like that. So so little videos like that, but I'm trying to do them. We're gonna do every Friday for right now at 5:30 p.m. Eastern. But if I can't keep up with that, we'll do every other Friday. And then if we need to do it once a month, we can. But, you know, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. So anyway, sorry for rambling. Thanks for watching. Hopefully we'll see you on the next one. Do the likes, do the comments, do the subscribes, help out the algorithm. And we'll see you guys. Have a good night.